is a Pan-African Christian organization founded in 1959 with the purpose of promoting peaceful coexistence between Christians and Muslims within the continent of Africa. And our focus is Christian-Muslim relations because they are the two main religions in Africa. And so for us, it is important that these two are at peace with one another and they can be able to live in a peaceful manner. So PROCMURA does this or promotes peaceful coexistence through a number of programs, mainly capacity building, which we call learning and skills, development. We have women and empowerment programs for also the girl child. And then we have a program on freedom of religion or belief, again, focusing on the two religions, and then conflict prevention and peace building, and finally, youth and religious tolerance. So through these programs, we are able to navigate and come up with different themes and programs and activities that can bring peace to the society or promote community cohesion. China Amani campaign or the project itself, in Kenya, Chai means tea. So we're trying to bring a new concept that we can have a conversation over a cup of tea, because tea is a day-to-day thing in Africa. So we connoting the China Amani on the basis of tea, it means we were going home to the grassroots and bringing conversation that, you know, not only maybe top people can talk about, but even the family level, the community level can have a conversation over tea and they can relate with it. So that's how we came up with the word China Amani.
One of our objectives was to bring everyone on board and give them platforms where they can talk, discuss, identify their issues, and then find solutions to their problems. And the main problem this time was that we didn't want to the election violence to replicate in the 2022 general elections.
Electioneering period can sometimes be very violent, very unpeaceful. And speaking to PROCMURA's context, we were asking ourselves, as a civil society, a faith-based organization, how can we contribute to this conversation of building peace in Kenya, and also trying to showcase perhaps other African countries that we don't always have to fight over elections. And so now PROCMURA is trying to say the youth can work together with other stakeholders at the community level. In fact, they can be the ones to lead and show others that indeed they can be peaceful. So the China Amani campaign was to sensitize the community through the youth so that they can be agents of peace and try to promote peace during, before, and after the electioneering period.
During the campaign, we used various means to reach our target demographics. We had looked at young people. We selected various strategies to reach them. We had the naming of the campaign like China Amani. We had the peace caravans and the serving of the tea. Ideally, tea has been known in African society that it brings people together. We also did online campaigns because we saw that it is important to reach these demographics where they are. We had hashtags, Peaceful Elections 2022, to Jenge kwa Amani. It was various hashtags that were relevant to the period.
Our main focus was on 4 communities in Nairobi County, the Kibra community, Kawangware, Mathare, and Kamukunji. These are the communities that were highlighted as the key hotspots for election violence. So as an organization, we felt like we have a duty to ensure that there is peace, especially among the youth in those 4 communities.
Before hii current election yenye imepita August, mayouth tulikuwa tunatumika. Unapata hiyo on the date of election, sana sana mayouth vijana walikuwa wanapewa do waenda vuruge hata line. Msee akiimagine anaenda kusimama kwa line achaguane, anaona tu iwezekani. Venye PROCMURA walikam wakakuwa na hiyo chai na Amani kwa mtaa, naona ilikuwa successful juu on the eve of hiyo election sikuona vurugu yoyote kama maboys walifanya, juu walikuwa wanasema hao walikuwa na chai na walibonga na Amani kwa hizo base zao.
We have got what we call political protagonist. Political protagonist is somebody who takes an advantage over the weak for his own egocentric interest. We know that such people are existing here in Kibera. I should not die because of somebody's selfish gain. So I better fight for my fellow poor man instead of fighting for a millionaire or a billionaire. It is a time that we need to know real brotherhood, especially during election.
The strategies of sustainability were put in place beginning with the planning stage, where we emphasize on the CBA approach, which is the community-based approach, where we brought on board all stakeholders and beneficiaries of these projects to be part and parcel of the planning, the implementation, as well as monitoring and evaluation of the project. So this ensured ownership of the projects at the community level and of course sustainability. There are other sustainable outcomes that will lead to long-term impacts in the future. One of them is the commissioning of the PROCMURA Peace Youth Ambassadors. More than 100 youths were commissioned as peace ambassadors during this project.
Kampeni ya Chai na Amani ili impact wase wa community who maintain peaceful elections during na after elections, in that the community waliwa welcome warmly na wakawa invite kukunywa chai pamoja, and I personally as a peace ambassador nilisaidia kugawia watu flyers na kutangaza wa maintain peace during na after elections.
Some of the strategies that we used included the already existing formal platforms in the communities. For example, Bunge la Mwananchi stood out during the campaign. The Bunge la Mwananchi now shifted their focus from campaigning for individuals to campaigning for peace. And these are the key voices in the community. The other platform that we used was the Kazi kwa Vijana platform, a platform that brings together jobless youth from the community to come and do basic community work in the informal settlements. And we used also them as ambassadors, and they were trained and equipped so that even beyond elections they can be able to advocate for peace in their communities. So we created that movement in Kenya, whereby we used both physical outreach and also online outreach through the signing of the peace petition, which more than 5,000 youth were able to sign the peace petition.
Sisi kama wa Kenya tuweke amani, tafadhali watu wa Mathare.
So PROCMURA contributed in a big way to the peaceful elections in Kenya, in collaboration with various stakeholders in community, including community chiefs, the representative of the government administration like the Kenya Police, who really worked with us during the period, the church leaders, the Muslim leaders, and even the common Mwananchi at the ground who have been forgotten. For example, the tea vendors in the community who collaborated with us. And they became very instrumental also in sharing the messages of peace in their context.
We produced China Amani cups for the ambassadors, and the ambassadors would walk into the communities and give even the tea vendors, for example, who also sell tea. We wanted them to associate with the campaign, and this is a way which even we can have local participation and ownership of the campaign, so that each and every person from their different levels, whether they are mama mbogas, whether they are tea vendors, whatever they do at the community level, would find a tool which is through the cup to let them associate, and also some flyers, banners which were posted in the community, so that they can be able to do what? To spread these messages of peace.
During this project, we had the celebration of the successful election through a peace cup, and this gave birth to what is known today as the peace tournament, which continues even after the election.
Today, it was a day to celebrate International Day of Peace, and this one is to review our activities in peace building. The activities before election and during election and after were very good. That the dialogues that were put in place made people to engage in each other, support one another, and make sure people live in peace. My message to Kenyan is to embrace peace, make sure that they live in harmony, and to support and work with one another so that we get the development that we need in this particular country.
Bado kwa line up ya PROCMURA tuliparticipate events different kama Kawangware, we had a football tournament which bado wali invite wasanii kadha wa kadha ku preach about peace, and the concert ilikuwa about peace concert, na ilikuwa inalidiwa na group ya 254 from Kawangware, na ma youth pia walikuwa awarded na medals. Young youth footballers wakapewa majezi, and pia mimi nilikuwa stand out kuwa mshindi, nikawadiwa na phone, and watu walikuwa wamefurahi sana. And mimi sasa kama peace ambassador, I'm standing out to still preach peace wherever I go.
Before elections tulikam up na maboys, tulishikana na maboys wasanii, tukasema ni aje tunaweza protect aje mtaa Kawangware kama wasanii, since Kawangware ilikuwa hotspot ya election, post election violence. Tukakama up tukasema tunataka tuweke show ya peace concert, ku preach peace na pia ku showcase talents zetu. Hapo ndo tulipatana na PROCMURA, wakalike idea, wakatusupport, tukaweza kuweka peace concert. Ilikuwa the first peace concert in Kawangware. Tutaikuwa na peace concert.
Kutaka game kama hizo kubwa, unaona ile payment yenye kila mtu utoa. Per head inaonga ni 40 bob, but China na Amani ilipia kila mtu, na by the way watu walikam wengi, hata chai haikutoa, shulikuwa more than 120. After game tulibonga, tukawaeleza, kila mtu akakubali.
This time tuliona changes zilikuwa big sana. Hatukuona hata mtu mmoja kirusha mawe, hatukuona mtu hata nyume kichomo, hatukuona ukabila vile inakuaga. Watu waliamama, vijana wote walielewa, na tukashikana mikono wote, tukasema tunataka amani. That was a plus on our side kama mlikuwa na area, na bado kama stakeholders bado walifurahia sana.
Before the election, during the campaign, we as the administrators, we were preaching peace together with the youth, and we are spreading the gospel that we fought for the good leaders and we maintain peace during the election and even after the election.
We work in a very concerted way with the Muslims and the Christians, and there is no difference at all between the two religious faiths. We used to have a very bad name around here, but with the collaboration of all the leaders, the faith-based organization, we have really succeeded. Residents from Kamukoji went to vote without any cases of lawlessness. And after voting, they went home peacefully.
Compared to the previous elections, this particular election, the August 2022 general election in Kenya, stood out in the way people embraced one another, in the way there was calmness. Even other neighboring countries, they were not expecting to see Kenya very peaceful the way they were.
Kibera has been one of those areas that are known for its insecurity and also is violence after any election. But this time, because of the teachings and because of the awareness that we had through the organization, peace was prevailed. I mean, peace prevailed everywhere. And we didn't have any problem, people coexisted. Christians coexisted with the Muslims, and we were really happy. I think we should keep on teaching about peace. We should continue training our youth, training the parents, training pastors, training all the constituents.
Kulikuwa na initiative kama PROCMURA hii ya China Amani, imesaidia sana. Saa 11 wangepata watu wamegadha pamoja, wanapatiana chai, then wanabonga kidogo kuhusu peaceful election. So watu walichukua positive na wali appreciate sana na hiyo stuff walikuwa wamefanya. I think hiyo ndio kitu ilichangia kabisa watu kuwa na hiyo positive minded. Kama naweza kunywa chai pamoja na ndugu yangu, mbona after kura tena tupigane juu ya mtu mmoja ama juu ya power ama nini?
Ako proud kusema mimi natoka Kawangware. Msiasi crown ati juu natoka Ungwaro, wewe ni mwizi, unatumia drugs. Like unajua the negative. So form ni kusanitize. Ndio maana tunasema ni west on the rise msee. Unaona tuko west side na tuna rise your design on a positive way na wasanii.
The China Money campaign was a successful one. It achieved its objectives and goals, being that we experienced peace before, during, and after elections.
We did not even have the resources. We reached out to one or two of our partners who saw the need. So fundraising is always a challenge when it comes to such initiatives. So sometimes a plain campaign, you are talking, does not always associate with the target group, but we would find ways of navigating and trying to make them know that, it is not just about me getting a per diem or an allowance, but walking the process. And we are like, it is an investment that you are putting in so that tomorrow we are not going to come here with handouts, but you yourself are going to be able to generate, because of the environment in which you are living in. It has given you that space or that platform to be able to promote, a good working environment.
The China Money campaign or projects has been a successful one, and we are looking at replicating this to other countries. We are looking at working with Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. But going forward, this China Money campaign will be one that will be replicated across the continent.
And for me, when I saw that PROCMURA had made a contribution as a faith-based organization towards this journey, I was encouraged, and I felt like more and more can be done by organizations such as PROCMURA and many others.